Hello, everyone. Atman Smith with the Holistic Life Foundation. Thank you all for joining in. Uh, Thank you for the Trauma Research Foundation for the invite. They're doing great work. I'm sure you all know that. Um, and hopefully, you all had a responsible but happy and healthy Turkey Day or Friendsgiving, whatever you want to call it. And today, in regards to a practice, we're going to do something like with the Holistic Life Foundation. Since most of our work is in schools, we try to stay away from Sanskrit words for our practices. So we really let the kids name the practices. They named it the stress breath. It's a variation of the Ujjayi breath. Um, what this breath is really good for is obviously to reduce stress for youth. It's really good for any type of performance anxiety. We have a program called the Mindful Moment Program. You all may have seen it being highlighted online, where they say it's like a detention to meditation. It's basically like a room where alternative to suspension room where kids in crisis can come and get grounded. We have a staffing it where they actively listen and mirror. We're not counselors, so we can't give them advice. And then we give them different techniques that they can do to kind of bring themselves back to center. And this is one of the main practices that help them out. We also have a mindful ambassadors program where we kind of train 10% of the student population in a deeper understanding of the practice so they can kind of bring the practice out to their peers. And I think one of the coolest stories about this practice is the fact that during state test time, one of our mindful ambassadors raised their hand after they finished one of the tests and talked to the proctor and was like, can we do the stress breath that's good for test anxiety that the yoga guys told us about? And they led their entire class through this breath. And the proctor was so amazed, she sent us an email, singing our praises. But it wasn't our praises; it was the praises of our mindful ambassadors. So this, like I said, this practice is good to get rid of any type of anxiety. If you're a youth, test anxiety. If you have butterflies in your stomach, whether it's playing sports or any type of performance, singing, acting, or anything like that, it's really great for that. For adults, you know how you have those days where your mind is running 100 miles a minute. This is a great practice to kind of help you push that reset button and still those thoughts that are coming through your mind. Um, Another benefit of this practice is it increases your body temperature. A lot of the populations that we work with, they may not have heat in their house. So we always try to make these practices as practical as possible so they can kind of heat their bodies up. Um, Also, it's really good if you can't fall asleep. That's usually because your mind is restless. It's like my brother always says, it's like this practice is like pushing the reset button on your mind. On a neurological level, this is a great practice to activate that vagus nerve. We all know that communities in trauma, that vagus nerve isn't active, that, connection with your mind and your body or that threat perception. We always used to wonder why some of the kids in some of the schools that we used to work with used to be so aggressive and would just punch somebody, as they're walking down the hallway, and you ask them why they did it, they'd be like, I don't know. They honestly really didn't know because that connection with their mind and their body was not there. And they were always around trauma and storing that trauma in their bodies. Um, so they actually perceived everything around them as threats. So that's why they were so aggressive. And, we've seen in time that people threat level kind of diminishes and they become more empathetic with this practice. Um, in contemplative practices, they say that this practice is a healing breath. When you inhale, you're pulling in oxygen, energy, prana, chi, spirit, whatever you want to call it. You pull that in with that inhale. When you hold on to that breath, you distribute it throughout your body. And when you exhale, you can kind of send the stale carbon dioxide and other things out of your body with the breath. With this breath, when you're holding on to it, and I'll show you all how to do it in a couple seconds, but when you're holding on to it, say you have a knee problem, stomach problem, migraine headache, while you're holding on to the breath, you can either actively send that oxygen or energy, whatever you want to call it, to that specific part of your body and heal it up. And on that exhale, and when you relax, you can see that soreness or ailment leaving your body with the breath. But that's all if you want to. You can passively let the oxygen and energy go throughout your body. But the main thing as far as you all concerned, it is really great at activating that vagus nerve if you have been through trauma. Um, with this breath, you have to make it audible. They say that you have to close your glottis. A lot of people that doesn't really make too much sense to. So the way that we teach people how to do this breath, you have to kind of act like you can bring your hand up to your mouth and you can act like you're fogging up a mirror. So, how you fog up a mirror is like, with this breath, you're going to try to make that sound. We're going to do that again. But as soon as I say exhale, you're going to start breathing out through your mouth that same way, fogging up that mirror, but close your lips and continue to try to breathe that same audible way. So everybody can just inhale deep and then exhale through your mouth and then close it. So that breath is audible. And then you inhale that same way with that audible breath. Before we jump into the practice, I'll show you all how to do it first, and then we'll jump into the practice. So like I said, there's 3 steps to the practice: inhalation, a retention, and an exhalation. So once again, when you inhale with that long, slow, deep, audible breath. Then you hold on to that breath and lock your chin to your chest. And if you want to, that's when you can either send that oxygen or energy to a specific part of your body or let it go throughout your body passively. And your chin is at your chest. And then we exhale and bring our head back up to that ready position, making that breath audible once again. So once again, this is really good to decrease your stress level. It's a healer. It's really good if you have any anxiety, whether you have to give a report, if your kids have to take tests, or any type of performance anxiety at all. It gets rid of it. And then it increases your body temperature, and it also activates that vagus nerve, which kind of is probably more of interest to you all. So we're going to jump into this practice. So you can move to the edge of your seat. And with all the breathing practices, we try to do that to kind of prop our spine up, to make sure our back, neck, and head is aligned. Have your feet grounded. And I invite you to close your eyes and don't stress yourself out. If you can't make that audible breath, it comes with practice, but I try to give you a couple hints. Some people make it stressed out if you can't make that audible breath, and this is the stress breath. So we don't want to stress you all out at all. So, if you can't make that audible sound, just stick with it. This is a practice, not a perfect. So, the more you practice it, the easier it'll be. So once again, our feet are grounded. Our back, neck, and head is aligned, and I invite you all to close your eyes. And we're going to inhale long, slow, and deep through our nose with that audible breath, filling our stomach up with air like it's a balloon. Fill it all the way up. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. And we're just going to hold it down there for a couple seconds. And then we exhale and bring our head up. Long, slow, deep, audible breath, squeezing our belly button to our spine, getting all that stale carbon dioxide out. Inhale deep again with that long, slow, deep, audible breath, filling your stomach up with air. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. And when you are working with a community that has been through a lot of trauma, you want to count backwards so they don't get stressed out, not knowing when the end is coming. So we'll do that on the next breath. And then exhale and bring your head up. And always count backwards. Don't count forward because they don't know when the end is coming. So this is for a trauma informed version of it. So everybody inhale, long, slow, deep, and audible. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and bring your head up. Squeeze your stomach in, making that breath audible. Inhale deep again, long, slow, deep, audible breath. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. Once again, trauma informed. You want to count backwards. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and bring your head up. Squeeze your stomach in. Push all that air out. Push it all out. Inhale deep again. Remember, long, slow, deep, audible breath. And that audibleness is activating that vagus nerve. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and bring your head up with that audible breath, squeezing your belly button to your spine. And remember, this is a healing breath as well, so we'll try it that way. So everybody inhale, long, slow, and deep and audible, and see that healing oxygen and energy coming into your body with the breath. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. And once again, if you have an ailment, say your knee is hurt, your stomach is hurt, you can actively direct that energy or oxygen to that specific part of your body, whatever that looks like to you. And then exhale and bring your head up and see that ailment or soreness leave your body with the breath. Remember, making that breath audible. Inhale deep again. Remember, if you want to, you can see that healing oxygen and energy coming into your body with the breath. Hold, lock your chin to your chest, and you can either direct it to a specific part of your body or let it go throughout your body passively. And then exhale and see that soreness or ailment leaving your body with your breath if you want to. Bringing your head up. Inhale deep again. Remember, long, slow, deep, audible breath. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. And we're just going to hold it down there for a couple seconds. And you can either direct it or let it go throughout your body passively. And then exhale and bring your head up with that long, slow, deep, audible breath. Inhale deep again, long, slow, deep, audible breath. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. And remember, if you're dealing with a community that has a high level of trauma, you want to count backwards. 3, 2, 1. Exhale and bring your head up. Long, slow, deep, audible breath. And remember, if you can't make that audible sound, don't beat yourself up. This is a practice, not a perfect. Inhale deep again. Long, slow, deep, audible breath. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and bring your head up. Long, slow, deep, audible breath once again. Inhale. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and bring your head up. Long, slow, deep, audible breath. Inhale deep again. Remember, you can see that healing oxygen coming into your body with the breath if you want to. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. And once again, you can either actively send it to a specific part of your body that's sore, or if you have an ailment somewhere, or either let it go throughout your body passively. It's up to you. And then exhale and bring your head up with that long, slow, deep, audible breath. Inhale deep again, long, slow, deep, audible breath. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. Once again, we're going to hold it down there for a couple seconds. Then exhale and bring your head up. Inhale. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. And remember, you can either direct it actively or let it go throughout your body passively. It's totally up to you. Then exhale, bring your head up. Remember, making that breath audible, squeezing that belly button to your spine, getting all that air out. Inhale. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. Exhale and bring your head up. Couple more. Inhale, long, slow, and deep, making that breath audible. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. Then exhale. Bring your head up, long, slow, deep, audible breath, squeezing that belly button to your spine. Two more. Inhale, long, slow, and deep, and make that breath audible. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. Then exhale and bring your head up with that audible breath, squeezing your belly button to your spine. Last one. Inhale as long and as slow and as deep as you can, making that breath audible. Hold and lock your chin to your chest. And since this is the last one, you can hold it down there for as long as you individually can. As soon as you feel any discomfort, that's when you can exhale and bring your head up, but definitely try to push yourself. You might surprise yourself how long you can hold that breath. And after you do exhale and bring your head up, just keep your eyes closed if they are closed, and just take 3 deep breaths to do an internal assessment to see how your mind feels, see how your body feels, see if your body temperature may have gone up. Always be a scientist with these practices. We can tell y'all what the benefits are, but we're all individuals, so see how it affects you on an individual basis. And if you like this tool, tuck it in your toolbox, break it out whenever you need it. And while you're finishing up, I'll just reiterate what the benefits are. Once again, it increases your body temperature. It's really good for if you're dealing with a lot of stress, if you have a lot of thoughts going through your mind. It's great to do before you go to sleep. We recommend our our staff that work for us, to do it 15 times when they're in the parking lot before they're about to walk in to the building to teach the people they have to teach. Just because, people deal with stress and sometimes at home, and sometimes they bring that stress into the classroom where they're working. So this is a good way to kind of curb that stress so you are present for whoever you're serving. And same thing, you may have accumulated some stress during the course of your workday, so you can be present for your family at home while you're in your car before you go inside your home. Do this 15 times, and you can curb all that stuff, that stress that you've accumulated during the course of the day in the car, and you can be present for whoever you're going home to, whether it's your loved ones, family, pets, whoever it is. And just remember, if you are teaching it to a highly traumatized community, when you are holding on to that breath, sometimes that space that you leave will allow trauma to come up. So that's why we recommend that you count backwards, never count forward, once again, because they don't know when that ending is coming. And usually when people hold on to their breath, their heart beats faster. But with this breath, because you're putting pressure on your carotid sinus, it allows you to induce a state of calm with your heart and your body, even though you're holding on to the breath. And one other thing, just remember the why it's really good for communities that have been through trauma. That vagus nerve isn't really active amongst those communities, and the audibleness of this breath does activate that vagus nerve, even if you have been dealing with trauma in your life. Thank you all for joining. It's a very elementary practice, but it's very powerful. So it's one that I used to do. I used to always freak out before we had to give presentations and talks and all that type of stuff. So this is one that curbs that anxiety of mine, and makes me achieve whatever I'm trying to do at the highest level. So I definitely recommend that you put it in your toolbox and teach other people that that's dealing with anxiety and all that stuff. So anytimes that you need, anytimes you're stressed out, anxious, do this practice. There's a lot of that going on with everything that's going on in the world. So this is definitely a tool that could help you navigate the ups and downs of this current human experience. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the Trauma Research Foundation for the invite. And we'll be on again next Tuesday. Love you all, spread love, and hopefully any of the practice that we teach you all, you might have gravitated to one or all of them. But the reason why we are teaching you all or sharing it with you all is because they are impactful in our lives. Bam. All right, peace and love, y'all. Create a great rest of the week.